name's Eliza, and I'm going to show you how to make a cheesecake. First thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350.
Okay, so we're going to make the graham cracker crust now. So you need 4½ of these graham cracker sheets. You need 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You need 1½ teaspoons of cinnamon. You need 1¼ teaspoons of kosher salt. And then you need 10 tablespoons of salted butter melted. Okay, so in a food processor or blender, you're going to add all your graham crackers, your brown sugar, your cinnamon, and your kosher salt. So now we're going to pulse it until crumbs form. Okay, so we're going to want it about like this, where it's crummy and stuff. And then we're going to pour our melted butter in. And then we're going to pulse it until smooth. So the texture after you add the butter and mix it all together is supposed to resemble wet sand. So like when you're at the beach and stuff, and then just like this kind of. Okay, so unfortunately this lid is stuck and I've been trying to get it off for the past 20 minutes. So I don't know what to do. Like, it's just not coming off. Okay, so once you get your crust mixture done, you need to put it in a pan like this. It can be like any type, just like circle, and then like just spread it around the edges like evenly, and then in the middle and stuff. And then, okay, so once we get the crust looking like this, we're gonna bake it in the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, so for the filling, we're gonna need 30 ounces of cream cheese, which would make 4 of these, 8 ounces. And then we need 1½ cup of sugar. And then we need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then we need 3 large eggs. 1 large egg yolk, which we just gotta separate that. And then we need vanilla extract and almond extract. And then we need lemon juice. And then we need 1 cup of sour cream, which would equal 8 ounces. And then we need 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then we need 21 ounces of cherry pie filling. Okay, so first for the pie filling, we've got to add in our room temperature cream cheese. Now that we have our 32 ounces of cream cheese in, we're going to add our 1½ cups of sugar. And then we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay. And then we're going to, you can, if you have a stand mixer, you can use that, but if you just have like a regular blender, you can use that too. And we're going to beat it on low for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so now we are going to add our pure vanilla extract, our almond extract, and our lemon juice. So, let me get this open real quick. And then we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So this is vanilla. So 1, 2. And then we're going to need a half teaspoon of almond extract. So let me get this open real quick. And then okay. And now that that's in, we are going to add our lemon juice. So we need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay, so now we are going to start adding our eggs. So you just crack it open. And then, like, the thing with this is you need to mix it up, and then once that egg's all mixed in, you need to do the next egg. Okay, so now with another egg, we are just going to use the yolk. So we got to separate it. Okay, well, actually, no, that one was a fail. Okay, I'll try another. Okay, so what you want to do is just grab the yolk and just separate it from the white. Okay, so now we're going to put it in the blender. Ooh, now I got egg all over my hand. And now we're going to mix that in. Okay, so now you need to scrape down the sides. Okay, now we need to add 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay, now we need to add our 1/8 ounce of sour cream. Okay, so as you can tell, this is a lot. Like, it's not all of it's probably not going to fit in this, but we can try to fit as much as we can. So just start pouring it. Okay, and then get a spatula or something to smooth it out. And like, you can probably fit some more in here. So that's what we're gonna do. If you want, you can use the same spatula and just scoop some of this stuff out onto the cheesecake. I think that should be good. And then just do the same thing you did a minute ago. Just spread it around and stuff. So, yep, it should look like this and stuff. So we're going to get 8 cups of water and bring it to a boil.
For this part, you need to preheat your oven to 325. So you're going to want to do this with the boiling water. You're going to want to put it on the bottom rack and put it in like a lasagna pan of the oven. Just put it in the bottom rack like that. And then you're going to want to put that in a middle rack. And like, you need to close the oven door quickly so it just steams it up. And then you need to cook it for an hour and 15 to 20 minutes. After your cheesecake is finished cooling in the oven, it should be like this. Now we have to let it cool in the refrigerator for 4 hours to overnight.
The next day.
After your cheesecake gets done cooling and you spread around your cherries, it should look like this.